It's gonna be so hard not to look at this screen. Hey, what's up, guys? Hello, everybody. It's me, Krashy, and today or tonight, whatever. I don't know when this is going live. I just kind of wanted to post an update, just like on a personal level. One thing that I really wanted to do, since I started doing lots of different changes in my life, was either try to find a way to help people with similar tribulations, or at least just tell my story in a very basic way. And I guess this is a kind of way of doing that. Basically, as you can tell by the title, I kind of want to talk about the last 10 months of my life or so, as we are getting to the end of May, and just kind of like what I've been up to, what's been going on with me and such. So a little over a year ago, I started my first real job in my field, which, if you don't know, I work in IT. I'm basically a technician. I work for a school district, so I work at a couple different schools within a school district in the area, and I, help out everybody, all ranges of staff in the district, to make sure they're up and running, make sure our network infrastructure is good, and stuff like that. So I work in a building. I work with a bunch of people. I'm surrounded by a bunch of cool kids all day long, and cool kids all day long. And I really like what I do. It's a pretty comfortable thing. There's a lot of really random rushes of super super busy intense days, and some days where I literally sit in a chair for 8 hours because everybody's good and we're rolling. So it's a pretty cool job. I really 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 enjoy the team of people that I work with. My administrative staff, my immediate coworkers, the people I interact with on a day-to-day and stuff like that. But 10 months ago, it was the start of August, and at some point, I mean, anybody who follows my channel, or anybody who's watching this, is either an old follower, someone that's kind of kept up with me a little bit here and there. But most people who are watching this will have just clicked on it off Twitter. So we're acquaintances, we talk or whatever. But I feel, like I said, I want to just update you. So if you're watching this, you probably have some kind of a personal connection or a small friendship with me. 10 months ago, at some point ish, maybe 11 months ago, I remember we always have these big get-togethers at my girlfriend's house, or her parents' house rather. Me and her live together, and there are always like these parties, and they cook lots of food, and we're celebrating a holiday, or we're celebrating someone's birthday, or it's a crawfish boil or something like that. And I went in the bathroom, and they had a scale there, and I hadn't stepped on a scale in a really long time. And I decided to step on the scale randomly. And when I stepped on the scale, I realized that the scale was reading 395 pounds. And I've always been a big guy, at least to me anyways, and I've always struggled with weight. And when I remember feeling just so numb to it. Like, I remember seeing the number 395 and thinking yep, that's about right. Like, I never really knew what my weight was. And I'm not even convinced that's the highest, because I have some pictures of me that are insane. And a lot of people that lose an extreme amount of weight talk about they have this click moment, and I feel like that did happen for me somewhere, but I honestly can't tell you when. It was more like I had no choice, and that wasn't a click for me. It was like I just had no choice. It was never an option anymore, that I needed to make some kind of change. And maybe that is the click. Maybe I can't pinpoint the exact moment or the feeling I felt. And because the way that I did it was really weird. What I basically did was I decided at the start of August that I was going to get a gym membership, and I was going to start cutting things out of my diet. So the mentality was this: I don't do one without the other. I don't diet and not go to the gym. I don't go to the gym and not diet. It's ridiculous. I do both. If I don't do one, I'm not doing the other. And I can't fail this time, because I'm committing for a 1-year gym membership, and I'm going to spend my money. I'm going to put my money into it to make this happen. So I didn't know what that meant on the diet side, because the diet was going to come after learning, after trying things. But I for sure was going to be going to the gym, which also, again, by definition to me, meant I was going to be dieting to some degree. So it was pretty easy to start. I started cutting out sodas, a lot of liquid calories, but the number one liquid calorie I was still consuming was about 2 of the big Gatorades every day. It was a comfort thing. It was the one thing that made transitioning away from a lot of the bad foods I was eating a little bit better. So I was drinking these 2 big Gatorades a day. I would get my breakfast in the morning was usually I would go and get breakfast tacos, which were probably still just not great, but it's not bad, eggs and protein and stuff. and then these 2 massive Gatorades that I would drink. And then I would usually eat a lunch, and then I would go home and cook some kind of a meal. A lot of my meals consisted of broccoli, rice, and chicken. It was just an easy comfort thing to whip it up. A lot of time threw it in the microwave and made. And I started slowly seeing results, but it was mostly, I'm not even sure. It was mostly just the fact that I felt like I was given no choice in this. Like, it wasn't by me. It was, I'm doing this because if I don't do this, I'm dying. Like, I'm gonna die. And it wasn't a fear. It was just this is the reality. Like, do I die or do I keep going? Do I keep writing some kind of a story? And I made that choice. And I think one of the major motivating or driving factors was the fact that I gave myself no choice but to make it public and very well known. I put my intentions on Facebook, I put my intentions on Twitter, and essentially, if I failed, you roast me. I mean, if I fail, you tell me I'm a piece of shit, you tell me I'm gonna die, because that's the reality, and there's no other way to look at it. With that said, I didn't have a solid plan. I didn't know what was going to happen, and I still don't. I mean, I still am just kind of winging it as I go and learning things as I go, and I'm trying different things, and I take advice from one person, I take advice from another person, and I make my own mix of it. I don't follow a routine created by anyone. I look up routines, I build my own, I alter it as I like and as I please. I do cardio, I cut out cardio, I do shock weeks where I change my workout entirely. I don't do that anymore. I mean, I do whatever that works for me, whatever feels right at the moment. And what makes me feel good when I walk out of that door of the gym, and diet wise, something that I can maintain, sustain, and works for me. So to kind of jump way ahead, my current plan currently is I go to the gym 7 days a week, which is very excessive, but I like it. I really, really like it. And I'm isolating muscle groups. I do Monday is chest and triceps, Tuesday is back and biceps, Wednesday is like shoulders and traps or deltoids and traps, and I repeat that cycle, and then Sunday I do legs. Now, I skip a lot of legs, and it's like that comfort thing for me. I don't know what it is. On Sunday I get super lazy and I don't want to go. I do skip a lot of legs, and I do got to work on that. And diet consistency lately for me has been really tough, but I'm following the ketogenic diet, basically high fat, low carb, meat, moderate protein. I'm not super strict on it. I don't track macros. It's got to be sustainable for me, and I can't stand tracking macros. I've tried it a few times. It's amazingly accurate. You'll see ridiculous results if you have that kind of discipline, but I'm trying to increase the quality of my life, and I mean that in all aspects. So for me, tracking macros, it's a pain. It makes eating not fun. It makes any kind of flexibility impossible. I can't go get food with friends. I can't get food at work with colleagues. I can't do these like luncheon, dinner. I can't do anything. It's so frustrating. Everything has to be hard prepared by you, for you, with your plan, with your puzzle piece of your diet, and I can't do it. So it's not for me. So when I started, I roughly told myself, like, oh, I'm going to start eating 3,000 calories, because my TDE, or my maintenance calorie level, when I started was around 4,000, because again, I was almost 400 pounds. And even that quickly began to fade whenever I think Excels on Twitter told me that if I was eating 3,000 calories, I wasn't going to lose. And more or less, I think he was right. And the recommended calculators and everything still wanted me to eat around 3,100. I just didn't listen to it. I knew I wasn't going to starve myself eating less than 3,000 calories. I cut it to about 2,000, 2,200, and a lot of the time I didn't even stick with that very much. I was eating probably around 2,500, and even now that's about what I'm at. I've pulled that number back down to about 2,000, 2,200. But a lot of times I'm so satiated on this type of a diet that it's hard for me to eat in the evenings. I just have no interest. I'm drinking a gallon of water a day. I feel so packed up, and I just don't really want to ingest anymore. So I probably fall close to the 1,600 calorie range, and I'm not sure if that's dangerous. I've been monitoring the way my body feels. I feel how I feel when I'm, strength wise, when I'm trying to lift and I'm lifting heavy, because my routine is very much centered around bodybuilding and trying to build muscle. And letting the muscle do its work on my body so I can burn fat with that additional, way to burn fat, because my BMR is higher. So, when I started, I had no plan. I think that's the most important thing for me, because when I started, I just randomly started doing things. I went in and it was like every other day I was for like 4 days a week. I was alternating between upper body and lower body, zero isolation, zero routine. I just went in there and did it. And then I would walk for like 30 minutes. And, as of lately, like this last month, I've cut cardio entirely because I'm not doing high enough intensity cardio to see any serious results, and I'm not doing long enough cardio to see any serious deficit in calories. So for me currently, like I said, it's a quality of life thing. I decided to save myself that 15 to 30 minutes of my day at home to play more games, to enjoy my life, than to do the cardio, because it's really not speeding me up much, and it's not hurting me much not to do it. And I don't think that's permanent. I'm pretty sure I'll use cardio to lean out a little bit more once I lose more, but it's just not a big focus for me right now. I've been getting off my diet a little bit too much, which when you're on the keto diet, you want to stay in ketosis. Although ketosis for me does not immediately mean fat loss. It is part of the swapping fuel process for your body to maintain the fat burning kind of function. I'm not a scientist. I don't know shit about any of that stuff, but it does work for me. Ever since I started eating on the keto diet, I do see a lot of results. And when I break my diet, like I ate pizza this past weekend, when I break my diet, I see my weight spike up 10-15 pounds. And it's not 10-15 pounds of fat. That's not possible. But it is, water retention and different things like that. So my body does well on that diet. It's very satiating. I love eating things like hamburger meat, eggs, chicken, broccoli, cheese, sour cream, taco salads. I mean, I can live on it. It's pretty easy for me. And also the other thing is, I don't mind like very low meal diversity. If you make me the same meal 7 days a week, I'm going to eat it. I'm hungry. It tastes good. The food still tastes good, but I'm also trying to alter my mind to remember that it is a fuel. I try to remember that there aren't really bad calories. There are just different calories. They do different things. So since I'm pretty much eating no carbs to me, in a way, they feel bad. Like I'm afraid of them. I'm not. I just manage how much I'm taking in, because I'm nutritionally causing ketosis, which works for me, like I said. So, but the last 10 months have not been easy. It's definitely been a test of the mind to stay motivated, to stay resilient. And I love that word resilient, because I'm never motivated. I keep doing it because I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't, but I almost never believe in it. Like I'm the last time I got a good number for my body weight was 308 pounds. And again, I think I'm gonna hold on to that one, because it was the lowest that I saw without breaking my diet and such like that. So that's probably about where my body weight with the fat on me is, minus some of the retention that I'm holding currently. And I've lost 87 pounds. I was 395, I believe that's right. So 308, and I mean, I'm still obese. I still, have a lot of fat in my chest, a lot of fat in my arms, on my thighs, on my midsection, where the majority of my fat on my body sits. And I hate the way I look. I mean, I'm not comfortable. I'm happy that my face is a lot smaller. It's great. But I'm not comfortable. I fit in seats a lot better, which is pretty nuts. But like I said, I'm not comfortable, and I can't stop here. I don't know, my initial goal weight was 250. I'm set on 225 minimum now. A real lean 225. I know I'm gonna need weight loss, or not weight loss surgery, but loose skin surgery at some point. I already have quite a bit on my arm that I can. I mean, it's already gonna happen. It's gonna happen everywhere. I can pull a little bit off at the end of my tummy and off the back of my thighs, and so I know it's gonna have to happen if I care enough to do it. I'm not sure that I will. I'm really not worried about it. It doesn't matter to me, because I'm trying to stay alive and I'm trying to live. And I really don't know why I'm making this video. I just figured someone would care enough to watch it and to listen to kind of like the mental part of it all, because I think that's the most important part for me. It's just such a game to stay motivated, to try to not step on the scale every day, to not let the number on the scale demotivate you, and to not care what other people are doing, but to adapt and evolve and learn from it. I mean, I love to I sit in the gym while I'm doing my lifts. I look at someone I think I would love to look like. Swole guy, super lean, nice and cut. I look and see what he does. I learn from him for free. I was doing incline press one day, and it's not something I do all the time because I'm not super strong. But I'm looking over at this guy, super lean, very tall, 6'2" maybe. Man, he looked so good, and you know, I think to myself, like, I'm pretty strong. I am. I think this is probably the strongest I've ever been, even in high school when I was playing football. And I look over at him and I see him doing incline dumbbell press with 80s, and I thought to myself, I could probably do that. Set my 65s down, and I did, you know, 3 sets of 80, you know, with 80s 10 times. And I was pleased. I mean, I can put up 225 on a bench. I don't even bench in my routine. I can put up 225 3 times, you know, pretty solid. I'm a strong guy. I'm big. I love my broad shoulders. I love the ability to, you know, build large trap muscles. I'm into it. I'm super into it, and I'm just gonna keep doing it and see what happens. I have no idea what the result is, but it's been a test of the mind for me, and it still is. And you know, when you see slow progress, it makes the journey a little bit harder. I mean, I wish I could see a 1 to 2 pound loss every week. That's just not how it happens for me. I see a 5 to 15 pound loss, and then I like flatline for like 2 weeks minimum, and then I see nothing. And it's just like, I'm putting in all this hard work. I'm still eating on my diet. I'm doing what I can. I don't know why I'm not seeing results. And then boom, I get this huge loss in like a month. I mean, I plateaued for a solid month. It was the longest. I mean, it was like at least 30 days minimum. No change. But I stuck with it. And then boom, I go to sleep. I was testing out whether or not more sleep helped. It obviously does, I guess, in a way. I'm not super consistent on that. But I go to sleep early one night at about 9 o'clock. I woke up the next morning and it was like 10 pounds were gone. And it stayed that way. It wasn't just some weird scale glitch. It wasn't a low fluctuation, if that can even happen. It just stayed that way. I was just down 10 more pounds. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I felt like I should talk at very least. Maybe I can use this video later on to show where I was at mindset wise. But I got 2 full more months to hit 1 year of my journey, and it's the beginning. I'm gonna keep paying for my gym. I'm gonna keep eating good to the best of my ability. I don't know if I'm gonna stay on keto. I probably will. The problem is I'm just missing, like, weekends are hard for me. Weekends are really, really hard for me because I don't have, my routine is everything. And I mean my daily routine, waking up, going to work, getting my lunch at work, coming home, going to the gym, knowing if I want to eat at night or not. I mean, that solid routine keeps me in check. And on weekends, I'm free. I'm free as a bird. I do what I want. Wake up late. It's hard for me to eat right when I wake up. So then I know I don't eat, and it's like 3 o'clock and I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat right before I go to the gym. So then I have to wait, eat at night. Sometimes I don't eat, didn't eat today. It's weird. So weekends are tough, and I'm trying to work on that diet consistency. I wish I was a meal prep person. I tried to meal prep a couple times in this whole thing. I don't do it. I eat out a lot, but that doesn't mean I don't eat clean and I don't eat well. And that doesn't mean I'm not starving myself. I'm happy, you know, pretty happy, but I'm still working on it all, and just trying to do what I can. So I appreciate you for watching. Like I said, I don't do anything with this channel, so I'm trying to grow some Overwatch content on my like collaboration channel that I'm not collaborating with anybody on because I haven't found any Overwatch content creators to spend the time to make videos with that I like. Most of the people I've contacted have said no or just aren't interested and stuff like that. And that's fine because, you know, I got like 24 subs on that channel, but I'm going to try to start posting daily over there just to, you know, enjoy it and have fun with it, because I do have fun. I have fun with my topic videos. I'm not the news channels because I'm at work when a lot of the news breaks. So I'll be at work and all the big Overwatch news channels will post the same exact video, boom, 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 within 10 minutes of each other. And I'm just sitting there taking it all in. So I appreciate them for it, but I can't quite keep up on that note. So thanks again for watching. I guess I'm going to go ahead and dip. Try to see if I can get this uploaded just so someone can see it and have a good time. So if you have any questions, if you want to know anything, that'd be awesome. So